I'm Dr. Lori, and welcome back to What's It Worth with Dr. Lori. Hi, Dan.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good, how are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Where do you live, Dan?
I live in Lancaster,
Okay.
in the city.
In the city. So this particular day, you decided to go home to mom and dad's and get some stuff.
Yes.
Tell me about these paintings.
Well, these are two old ship paintings that my dad says they believe my mom might have gotten. Who knows where they like to collect old things, but they might have been like shore souvenirs or something that she might have gotten, down on a visit to the shore.
Okay, so was she down the shore, like New Jersey shore? Where do you think? Where would she have possibly gotten these?
That's probably where she would have went as a kid, but who knows where she got these.
Okay, because she's a big collector.
Yeah. Yes.
All kinds of stuff.
All kinds of
all
stuff.
different. She doesn't focus. Not focusing, right?
No.
Everything.
Well, they like a lot of Civil War era stuff.
Okay.
Okay. My dad was a Civil War reenactor, so they could have come from anywhere. Maybe not necessarily down when she was.
So were they the kind of collectors who it was like, oh, I like that, and I'm going to collect it.
Yes.
Right. Or it's to remember something. Right. Remember going to a particular place or something like that.
Yeah. Or it just might have struck their fancy.
Okay. So, do they have a budget when they collected? A lot of people don't have a budget when they collect.
No budget.
No budget. Just I'm doing it.
They'll also find things at Goodwill. My mom worked at Goodwill for
thrift
a while.
stores.
Thrift stores.
Yeah. Okay. Yard sales. Anywhere.
Yeah.
She just liked it.
Yeah.
Your mother worked at Goodwill for a time.
Yes.
A lot of those folks get first dibs.
Yes.
Right. First pick. So okay. So these particular pieces. These pieces are rather interesting for a lot of reasons. How old do you think they are, Dan?
I'm going to say they're definitely older than my mom.
Okay, so your mom is in her 70s or 80s?
Today is her 72nd birthday.
Okay, so your mom's in her 70s, so they're older than the 1940s.
I'm definitely thinking, I'd like to think early part of last century.
So you're thinking maybe the early part of the last century?
Yeah.
So early 1900s?
That's what I'd like to think.
Okay, why do you think that?
Just because of how old they look.
How old they look? What looks old to you?
Well, the wood looks old.
The wood looks old.
I know
This
they've been around
a
for...
oil painting on wood. So if you look at it this way, if you look at the back, you're going to see actual wood. Okay.
Yeah, so and it doesn't look like high end or anything.
What does that mean, high end?
Well, I mean, it's not in a nice frame or anything.
Was it ever in a nice frame?
No.
Yes, it was. Let me show you.
Okay.
Here, if you look right
here.
Well,
not in our house. I mean, I'm sorry.
If you look right here, you look all the way around it, you can actually see a differentiation of color.
Okay.
So oil paint actually is applied to wood with a gesso or a rabbit skin glue before. So you've got the wood, and then you have to prepare the wood. Usually you use some kind of adhesive to keep the oil paint attached to the canvas or attached to the wood, right? Sometimes they'll paint directly onto wood. In this particular case, you can see there's also been a varnish placed on top after the painting has actually been painted on. Okay. So what you're looking at here, this differentiation in color all the way around says we were in a frame at one point.
Okay.
It is much dirtier on the surface, and then when you get here, you can see that the frame actually protected the oil paint. Okay. So that's what you're looking at. That helps to actually identify, were they seen as little jewel important pieces, or were they just done maybe by an artist who is then going to enlarge this in the studio. Okay. So these are called in situ paintings. They're done on site or in situ. And when something is done on site, typically what happens is the artist will literally work en plein air or outdoors. So he is basically, or she, but probably he by the brush stroke, I'll talk about that later, but he is actually standing at a place where he can paint these particular images. So he saw this particular piece, this particular ship, this particular schooner, right, at a particular place. Okay. So that's important. Now, these could be studies, small scale, easily transportable. You can see them with their artist palette outside with an easel painting, right? Okay. When you look at these pieces, they date to about 1880 to about 1895. Right. So you're very close in saying early 1900s. These are late 1800s. And what they are, in addition to being in situ or en plein air paintings, and art historical words that basically means I'm painting them out of doors or outdoors, directly from the subject, is they literally show you a lot about what he's trying to capture, which utilizing these ships as portraits. Okay? So what they're trying to do, the same way you might paint your face or my face as a portrait, they're making a portrait of the ship. You'll notice that the background is somewhat similar, and actually you can even match up how similar the sea is. So the ocean, the way in which the white caps are there, is actually almost the same. So he has this sort of method that he does on each one. So if you had 10 of these pieces by the same artist, that line of the horizon line of the ocean might go through every single one.
Okay.
Okay.
Like an assembly line.
Like an assembly line. Because what he's trying to do is not really focus on the ocean and how, wavy it is or how, stormy it is. He's focusing on, I'm painting a portrait of the ship. That's what he's doing. So that's what you have here, late 19th century. How much do you think these are worth?
I have no idea.
They are American.
Okay.
Okay. No idea what they're worth. Are they worth $1 million? Are they worth 100,000? Are they worth? So you're laughing at $1 million. Don't laugh at $1 million. I've seen this happen, right? Okay.
All right.
So basically, these pieces are worth about $2,000 to $2,500 each.
Really?
Really.
All right.
That's based on a sales record where a similar piece has sold. Who do you sell them to?
I'm
Think.
guessing Maritime collectors.
Maritime collectors, people who want these particular pieces, and people who might have the enlarged piece. But these particular pieces were utilized so people would get an idea of what these particular ships would look like. Right? So a portrait of an actual ship. Now, is one better than the other? They're both worth about the same, but is one a better painting? And this is what you have to start to learn. You want to learn about art and antiques, and you have to actually talk to me so I can teach you how to identify that expertise and to recognize quality. Which one's better? The one on your side is a lot better.
It is, okay.
By a lot.
Okay.
Okay, so, because you can
I
see.
thought you had more sales. Maybe
Well, this
that
one
was
has more
of a
sales,
challenge.
but bigger isn't always better, right? So basically what you have here is you have the compositional elements which really move your eye one way or the other. You've got a nice horizon line that tells your eye to rest. You've got a nice diagonal that moves your eye up and down, and you've got some more ships in the background which make this one much more interesting than this one. Now, same value, same artist hand, but this particular one would probably be the type of piece that an expert like me would say, this is a better painting.
Okay.
So you want to look for contrasting color, different brushstroke work. Some of these are very short and choppy. Some of these brushstrokes are also very elongated and smooth. So that's what you're looking at. They're in excellent condition. People would say they're dirty, they have to be cleaned. They don't usually have to be cleaned. Paintings are much stronger than you might think, as long as you're keeping, especially paintings which are called oil on panel or oil on wood. I would say that if you were going to actually clean them, the best thing to do is just white cotton cloth, old tube socks, old t-shirt, just get the dust off them regularly. And the most important thing, they need a frame.
Okay.
Because the frame will actually protect the pieces long term. So the fact that they were taken out of a frame, maybe that happened because someone said, well, we can easily sell the frame, we can't easily sell the pieces. You've got about $5,000 in original artwork from the late 19th century here. Surprised?
Right. Yeah, very.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I thought, $25 each or something like that.
They're beautiful.
All right, well,
Thanks
thank
for
you
bringing
very
them.
much.
What's it worth with Dr. Lori? What fun. Thanks, Dan.